That's the source of that image. My long-wanted Gurren Lagann Madoka Magica crossover. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Stoneface Reactions. I'm Theta, and we're back with some Madoka Magica. I've been promising this for a while. I kept saying I was going to record this movie. Well, I don't know what to say. Stuff has happened literally every time I've gone to record this movie, to the point where I feel like it's fucking cursed. Not to spill the beans here. Last time the first time I wanted to record the movie, the AC in my house fucking died, and that's been broken ever since then. The next time I went to record the movie, my health took a turn for the worse, and legitimately, well, y'all know I'm already cancer-ridden or whatnot, but more shit now. Legitimately, I scheduled this recording today. 2 days ago, my father died, and I'm not even saying that to be hyperbolic. This fucking movie is cursed. I'm getting it done. I'm sorry. I don't know if I'm just like over the top now. I'm going through a lot of shit. So, I'm getting this goddamn movie recorded. If this never goes out, I'm just talking to myself now. I expect my computer is going to explode in the next few minutes. I don't know what the hell. But I'm gonna go fucking crazy if I don't record this movie. I promised it, and I try to do my best to live up to my promises. So, I'm here. I finished Madoka Magica a while back. I got through all 3 seasons of Magia Record. People thought it's fucking crazy that you wouldn't watch the movies before watching Magia Record. I did. Just take that. There. Sorry. I don't know. I don't know if I'm keeping all this in. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm clearly off my fucking rocker. I feel like one of those used car salesmen that makes an insane commercial. Everything must go! Calm down. I apologize. Everything I said was true, though. I am here. I've got to remember everybody who we've encountered so far. I did not watch the first 2 movies because those are just going to be recap. Ironic. Because I did a whole questionnaire about if I should watch the first 2 movies that recap everything, or this special 12-episode thing that recapped everything as well. But I believe that is to recap everybody before Walpurgis Rising, or Walpurgisnacht Rising comes out, which I do intend to watch. God, hope that it's not a cursed movie. So I need to watch this one first, obviously. And everybody in the comment section that's being real weird about the element of, you gotta watch this movie before the next movie. I know. Clearly they're not listening to me when I say that out loud. Anyway, never before have I been in such a state before recording a movie that such a ramble has happened. Normally I would come in with like notes about the last episode that we watched. I think I've basically already given all my thoughts about that. The board hasn't changed since the last episode watched, so just go back 1 episode to the playlist, or click the link down below. There's probably a link to that there. Otherwise, yeah, I mean, I probably should have changed the board, actually, now that I think about it. Stuff happened at the end of the last episode. I'll do that before Walpurgis Rising. I legit don't want to stop recording, for every reason I've already said, to go back and do that, because God forbid, once I hit that stop record button, could be a Donnie Darko situation. Airplane fuselage comes through my window. Not risking it. I'm not risking a goddamn thing. This recording stays recording until the end. I don't care. You know what? I was about to say something very extreme there. You guys do not understand how fucking cursed this is. I have tried so many times to record this movie. I do not know what the hell is going on. Anyway, let's just do it. Let's just hop on in. No more talking. I'm going fucking crazy. I'll calm down for the movie, and then we'll see where we're at the end.
But before we get started,
make sure that you hit the like button,
hit that subscribe button,
comment down below to feed that algorithm.
On top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this, unfiltered,
uncensored,
and uncut,
as well as some early access stuff,
you can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
希望を願い、呪いを受け止め、戦い続ける者たちがいる。それが魔法少女。
Oh, we're gonna cover the whole concept of
奇
magic
跡を
from
掴ん
the
だ代
beginning?
償として、戦いの運命を課された魂。その末路は消滅による救済。この世界から消え去ることで、絶望の因果から下脱する。
Because this has to be after the end of the last movie, which I assume covers Madoka's ascendance to godhood. Like, I don't really know how to consider that.
いつか訪れる終末の日、円環の断りの導きを待ちながら、私たちは戦い続ける。悲しみと憎しみばかりを繰り返す、この救いようのない世界で、あの懐かしい笑顔と再び巡り合うことを夢見て。
So dreaming of encountering Madoka again, I assume. In the element that they have new things now that aren't witches. And this isn't the Magia record universe, so it's not Doppels. I'll be honest, I can't remember what they were called. Looks like a witch's labyrinth. That can't be right. I believe one of my existing questions, welcome to cinema. I believe one of my existing questions from the end was, what about the familiars? We got rid of the witches, but do familiars still exist? And do those existing familiars, can they turn into witches? Okay. Say not for nothing, Magia Record didn't do anything with familiars. Well, that was Madoka. This is pre-transformation Madoka? Okay. I thought for a second this might be Madoka traveling across the infinite timelines, just erasing all witches. Sayaka. Sakura. Almost I got this backwards. I for some reason constantly get Sakura and Sayaka backwards. I mean, next up has to be my girl. Yeah. Confused witch, I guess. Are we rehabilitating a witch? Is that what's going on here? Oh, hey, Mammy. Not so distant from us, Mammy, since she was in Magia Record. Should I have watched the last two movies? Because I would assume the second movie would have covered the end. Because...
Ohayo, Madoka. Mama wa? Tatsuya ga itte ru. Tetsudatte yatte.
And another chance to see Tatsuya. This is the start. Say, this is the first episode. All the chairs around her. I had the same question about what's his name and that was in the hospital. Why are you surrounded by chairs?
なかなか上条くんと予定が合わないんだって。
まあ本当に難儀なのは付き合うようになってからなのさ。めげず焦らず諦めずだよ。
先生はちょっともう急に世界の終わりがどうとか言い出し、やっぱり相当落ち込んじゃってるのかも。
あっちゃ、そろそろこっちで何かセッティングしてやるかな。
I remember pausing on that all the makeup stuff, and it's like, does it mean anything? Couldn't figure a thing out about
あ
it.
いつは昔から高望みが過ぎるんだよ。まあ良くも悪くも妥協しねってのがな。よし。
あ、それからね、今日から転校生が来るんだって。へ
え、こんな時期に珍しくない？
どんな子かな。お友達になれるといいな。
Is this gonna be a different timeline? Yeah, she's already a magical girl, so... In the final timeline, she isn't a magical girl. When, you know, she joins class. That kid is so fucking adorable. Is this being shown at the start of this one? To like twist the knife when she separates from the family? Yeah, also funny was it called Magia Quartet in the Magia record one. Is it an illusion? Is she creating a space for herself to pretend that she's still with everybody? That would be my guess. You know, the whole Loki, was it King of Stories, or whatever it is? Not Can't Be Alone has to do whole makeup thing. Sorry, it's an opening. I have to talk over openings. It's just the way copyright stuff works. I need to hide as much of the music. But I'm also just not seeing a lot of stuff in the opening. It's going to give me a clue of what's going on. Other than the fact that my girl's grayed out and suffering. But I assume it was her in the narration at the beginning. About trying to find Madoka again. Are we in the initial? Oh, can't be the initial. Okay, at least I needed to see a title scene that said that was Rebellion. Otherwise, I'd be thinking that I get the wrong movie. If she shows up looking nerdy as shit, then this is the original timeline that she comes from. If she looks like she is in the last episode of the show, then this is just one of the alternative timelines.
あれからちゃんと眠れた？一応ね。でも今日の予習やる暇なかったから、もし当てられたらまずいかも。まだマシじゃねえかよ。私なんか宿題すっぽかしちまってさ。やべえ。
So she said the reading, and my mind went to visions of Escaflowne, where she reads tarot cards to people.
こら、そういうズルにまどかを巻き込むんじゃないの？おめえが見せてくれないからだろ。だいたい一人で抜け駆けして宿題やっちまうなんて。
I didn't even think about the fact that Sayaka was walking to school. I just put her in the position of that other girl, who I guess isn't here. The princess one.
魔法少女と学校の両立なんて無理なんだよ。遊んでる暇なんかありゃしねえ。まず遊ぼうって発想がおかしいんだ。そうだよ。
Yeah, I guess she's not here at all. Unless she's at the hospital with that boy that she turned out to like.
世界の終わりをやり過ごしたからっていい気になってませんか？いやいや、まだまだこれからですよ。とある宗教の祭礼の日に合わせて日食と月食が6回起こっちゃうという
Oh, she is legit talking about it.
まずいですね。
I thought it had to do with a guy, as per
2050年
her in the
までに何が
show.
起こるかといえば、はい、中澤君。
いや、ちょっと何のことだか。
いけませんね。あちらの国では 41% の人々があと40年もしないで神の子が再臨すると信じているそうです。黙示録のラッパが鳴っちゃうかもなんです。まあでもね、先生、世界が滅んじゃうのもいいかなって思うんです。男女関係とか恋愛とかもうたくさんですし、
There we
このま
go.
ま死者誤入して40歳とか言われるぐらいなら、もういっそ何もかもおしまいになっちゃった方が。
It's man-centric. That's more her.
はいはい、そういえば今日は皆さんに転校生を紹介しないと。
忘れてたのかよ。
じゃあ、あけみさんいらっしゃい。
That is the old nerdy look.
あけみほむらです。どうかよろしくお願いします。
あけみさんは心臓の病気でずっと入院していたの。久しぶりの学校だからいろいろと戸惑うことも多いでしょう。みんな助けてあげてね。それじゃま、じゃああの子もまさか。
So this would be the second timeline, I guess. I mean, it could be anyone from second to last. I mean, the one before
ご
last.
めんなさいね。でもついついみんなをびっくりさせてみたくなっちゃって。本当は夕べのうちにご挨拶しなきゃいけなかったのに。
あ、もしかして夕べのナイトメア退治、私たちが追い詰めた先で待ち構えてたのってマミだけじゃなくて。
ええ、あけみさんにも手伝ってもらったの。すごいのよ、彼女の魔法。コンビネーションで攻撃力を何倍にも圧縮できるんだから。
私にできるのはサポートだけで、
Well, that doesn't
攻撃
really.
そのものはからきしですけど。
It has to be early because she's not rallying against being a magical girl.
手こずらされてたし。
まあ実力は昨日
But it can't be the first one after, because we know that she kind of freaks out about that.
これから皆さんと一緒にこの町のナイトメアと戦います。どうかよろしく。
Nightmares. So the new ones are called nightmares,
一緒
or
に頑張ろうね、ほむらちゃん。
or is it the translation difference? I'm not calling them witches for some reason. Sorry, I apologize if my speculation is annoying, but it's what I'm going to be doing the whole time. So here you know ahead of time. No, because if Akemi after Madoka becomes a god remembers the whole Madoka thing, so it can't be post that.
今夜はナイトメアも出ないままみんな幸せに眠れるといいな。
Unless she's faking
こんな風にね、
not knowing.
ほむらちゃんとゆっくりお話がしたいなってずっと思ってた気がするの。変だよね、なんでもないことなのに。また明日になれば学校で会えるんだから。そうね。でも私も一緒。
Because remember at the end of the show, she's talking to Kyobi, describing what witches are and everything, and who Madoka was. So she remembers if this is post. So I don't know what the whole thing about. No, I don't know you.
はい、もしもし。もしもし、上条くん。今。
Oh no, you're the princess girl. Okay.
いや、
When I said I couldn't, where are you?
こんな夜遅くにごめんなさい。今週の日曜日って
しら。
ごめんね。その日
Aw,
もレッスンに
that's
使わ
sad.
なきゃならないんだ。次の発表会までもう間がないからね。
あ、そうでしたか。
いつもタイミングが合わなくてごめんね。
そんなことを。
If there's soccer as a match with the girl, that means he got out of the
頑
hospital.
張っている上条くんのことが大好きですから。
じゃあまた明日学校で。
はい。おやすみなさいませ。
It's not disappointing. It's not like he said, I'm going out with another girl. At least you know what the thing is.
そうですわ。いつも頑張ってる上条くんはとっても素敵で凛々しくて私大好きです。
So I guess this worked out for her.
たまには私のために頑張ってくださってもいいのではなくて。
Yeah, she really is a princess, the place she lives in. Nightmare. Okay, whatever nightmares are, this is it.
発表会もなくなってしまえばいいのですわ。こうなったら私
I guess I just kind of expected something different. Is that Walpurgis? Anyway, I guess I expected something different considering that's a familiar.
ベベ、そのヘアピンをちょうだい。
I guess I expected something different based on what was happening at the end of the last episode.
またなの？
Does Mammy have a familiar?
夜更かしは美容の天敵なんだけどな。
I know somebody's going to be, you should have watched the last movie. It was expressed to me that the movies were just recaps. Some additional
あれっ
scenes.
てしずきひとみのナイトメアなのか。
ひとみも大変だよね。あんな無神経なやつを彼氏にしたりするからさ。
うわ、あんたが言うと重みが違うわ。
まあ何？人生経験ってやつですか？
Yeah, where could this fucking be? Because they didn't bring Sakura back.
二人ともふざけてないで真面目にやらないと危ないのよ。
はーい。
まどかとホムラは
遅れてしまってごめんなさい。二人とも遅い。ごめんね、さやかちゃん。
Sorry, Sayaka. It's in my head, I keep forgetting, I get the names backwards constantly. It's cute, but knowing Madoka Magica, that thing's fucking gonna die. That's different. It's definitely more artistic, but I think I might enjoy the season 2-3 Magia record transformation sequence. I don't know, this is actually pretty good. Then again, they're giving it the amount of time they could give it in a movie because they can't give it that much time in the show. Breakdancing? See, if I was going to describe a doppel transformation, that felt more like that. Splitting into two and running into one another. I don't know what to think about the element that you seem to have witch text in the middle of your transformation. I have never translated witch text because I can't figure it out. So whatever that says, I'm never gonna know. Again, there's really not much to comment about the specifics of each transformation. I'm just not the person for that. Yeah, I guess if this was an early run, then Mami would be the center person. Time stop. And I mean, it's a pretty clever way of making sure that you're always connected so that they can stay walking around in time stop. I mean, by that aspect, so long as the Kemi is around and you don't have the doppel situation going on from Magia Record, you got the power. I mean, they'll know it hasn't done it for you, though, because obviously you have the first-person perspective on this whole sort of thing. Do we... That's the one that killed Mami. What is going on? Is this a child's game I'm unfamiliar with? Is this, again, is this a world where we tame witches and turn them into familiars for us? Because witches shouldn't exist in a world where we don't have... Again, I'm just unfamiliar if this is a thing, or if it's just a thing in the anime. Is that like part of her psyche? The part of her that wanted to get rid of the concert so she could spend time with what's his name? I can only imagine a bunch of you are chewing me out for being so fucking clueless. Though in my defense, a lot of you have only said I needed to watch this in order to watch Walpurgis Rising when it comes out. No one said anything about I having to watch something to understand this. Okay, that's the difference though. Nightmares don't cause you to become a witch, whereas witches caused you to become a witch. You know what I mean. When you became a witch, that was you. So they like tamed the thing that would have normally killed Mammy.
こらこら、油断は禁物よ。今日だってちょっとヒヤッとさせられたわ。
そういうお説教はごめんだね。まあケーキと紅茶があったら別だけど。おいこら京子、いいこと言ってんじゃないわよ。
I mean, of course.
仕方ないわね。
The one who's always obsessed
み
with
んなの
food.
気に寄っていく？はーい。
Again, I feel like I'm watching something special before something. Wouldn't be Madoka, it wouldn't be Magia, if there wasn't some insane twist happening. I think it's the element that if it's post Madoka, why is Madoka here, for one? And Sayaka shouldn't be here, for two.
そうそう。この前のカモミールティー、あと1回分ぐらいは残ってるわよ。あれすっごく美味しかったです。あと新しく封を切ったエキセアもあるけど。
酸っぱいのは嫌だな私。京子の味覚はお子ちゃまだな。なんだとこら。
You are little kids.
はいはい。ベベにもご褒美がいるものね。
If it is a familiar, it's freaking cute. I'll give it that.
ホムラちゃん、どうかしたの？
なんでもないの。
Is she just like reliving the good times and that's what this is?
私たちの戦いってこれでよかったんだっけ？
That building was collapsed into another building. Here's my thing, is I already suspected Magica Record was a pre-ruined city and everything, and I was, like, wrong about that, so I'm loath to just guess that all over again. What the fuck? What is going on here? Can that just possibly randomly happen to people? Whatever the hell that is? I'll say we're half an hour into the movie, and there ain't a hell of a lot of rebellion going on just yet. Then I don't know what that refers to. Is this an element of them being fake? Is this an element of them being unreal? Or infected? a reveal is on its way. I'm just not... I guess there's also the element of all these flying devices and everything around. I don't recall them being in the world of Madoka. That was almost like an Iwasu. I guess any witch could look like an Iwasu.
で、話って何さ。
さくらさん、最近何かがおかしいって思いませんか？
はあ？何かって何が？
それはなんとなく。でも何もかも。
何言ってんのさ、あんた。大丈夫？
誰よりも先にまずさくらさんに相談したのは、だってあなたが一番。
Is the Akemi from the end of the
私
show
の中にあるあなたの印象と
a future version of this Akemi, and this Akemi is the one who has to learn everything that Akemi already knew?
ちょっと何あんた。それひょっとして喧嘩でも売ってるわけ？
さくらさん、今はどこにお住まいですか？
さやかんちに居候してんだよ。そのくらい知ってんだろ？
いつから三滝原中学に？
あんたより先に転入してきたのさ。
それっていつ？
去年の、
I guess the element that they don't seem to have valid memories
いつだ
might
っ
be a
たっけ
thing.
な。でもなんでそんなことを気にしてるんだ？
三滝原に来る前は。
You know, we're doing the Matrix sort of thing where things aren't real.
あっちの町
Like I
が
said
平和
before.
になったからいろいろ難儀してるっていうマミの縄張りを手伝ってんじゃねえか。
最近風見野市に戻ったことはありますか？
ねえよ。
That's not why she
手
originally
伝い用事
came,
もないしね。
but this timeline could be different.
さくらさん、今から私と一緒に風見野市に行ってみませんか？
は？何しに？
ただ行ってみるだけでいいんです。そこがもし本当にあなたの知っている通りの町だったら。
I mean, we barely saw that place in the show. The one time she was there before she came
なん
here.
かわけわかんねえんだけどさ。私をからかってるって様子でもねえよな。あんたマジなんだな。
ええ。
地元で私が通ってたうまいラーメン屋があるんだ。
Of course there would be. Why wouldn't there be? You would know all the food
そ
places.
れが条件。
わかりました。
It's going to be a case of we get there and it's not what you remembered, or is it a case of we can't get there at all? I apologize again if trying to suss out what's going wrong here or what's weird or what the trick is going to be is annoying. But I feel like I got to. There's a gots to. Because it feels like what's happening here is the same twist as maybe like Cemetery Man. If you've ever watched that movie. Italian horror, but also English version.
この次の停留所から風見野市だよ。
次は三滝原3丁目。安心と信頼の東雲スカイ。
Yeah, that's not what you just said.
左に曲がるはずなのに。
The place you came from isn't here. But also, let's not address the fact of how freaking weird the world looks. It looks like you're in a labyrinth. Yeah, also the fact that it did went a full circle, but it's a bus line. I would anticipate it would go circle.
乗るバスを間違えた。
そんなはずないよ。確かに風見の駅行きに乗っただろ。
次のバスで引き返しましょう。今度こそ間違えないように。
Are you gonna take a picture of the thing?
これで間違いないよな。
I mean, I'm just filled with too many questions as it is. I feel like maybe I was lied to in the element that maybe the first two movies are a recap of the first part of the show and the second part of the show.
次は三滝原2丁目私立三滝原小学校へはこちらからお越しください。次止まります。
I guess it's all automated though. There's no one, like, you can't talk to a driver about what's going on. Oh, sorry. I guess I guessed that before it was a thing. I would just guess you're in a labyrinth. The world look would tell me you're in a labyrinth.
こんなのってありか。今度は歩いて確かめてみましょう。途中で通り過ぎた三叉路
I mean, this has the feel of Iriasu, or whatever it's called. One of the first anime movies I ever watched. I think it's Iriasu something, Beautiful Dreamer. It's the second movie of its series. Where basically you couldn't get out of town, and then when they finally find the edge of town, it's like a disc being held up on the backs of people that were missing from the town.
いいえ、もうとっくについてなきゃおかしいです。嘘だろ。あなたも私もあんな大き
See,
な
like I
三叉路を
said,
気づかずに
except for the element again in that other
バカじゃ
movie,
ないはずですよね。
they would just reach an edge.
幻覚か何かか。私たちを三滝原の外に
Also, be
出さない
slightly
ため
concerned
の
about the fucking moon or sun that seems very close
そんな
by.
優しいものじゃないかもしれない。もしかしたらこの三滝原には外なんてないのかも。
おい。
さくらさん、このことみんなにはしばらく秘密にしておいて。私だけで
I mean, if you had never had any reason to go anywhere, then this would be a really easy secret to keep.
大丈夫。ここは気づかなかったふりをしてた方が安全だと思う。むしろ下手に動けば動くほど追い詰められていく。これはそういう類の罠でしょうね。
心当たりがあるのか。
ええ。だからこれ以上動いて目立つより、ここからは私一人に任せて。
Again, I'm wondering if this is a fake reality that Madoka made for herself after she ascended to remember her friends and be able to do stuff.
おとなしく騙されている限り。
And that these guys are gaining like awareness of what's going on,
分かったよ。
but they don't know Madoka's behind it. Again, that's my guess. I have no idea what the hell's going on here. Clearly didn't pick up any clues from the lyrics of the opening.
確かに色々と食い違ってるのかもしれない。
さくらさん。
妙なんだよ。こんな強気な明美穂村は初めて見るはずなのに。全然意外って気がしねえ。むしろしっくりくるぐらいだ。
I mean, we know their relationship from the show. Or, you know, what it ended up as.
覚えているのは私だけなの。
Okay. A second I thought she was transforming into the girl that I
私はこ
know.
の手口を知っている。閉ざされた幻の空間、獲物を誘い込んで惑わすための出口のない迷路。
So she is. Joe. There we go.
間違いない。
Classic Akemi.
魔女の結界だ。
So this is a witch's labyrinth. This is possibly post Madoka transformation, but an existing witch. But I guess it also expresses
それ
that
は絶望をまき散らす最悪の使い。
expresses that familiars still exist. After the witches got gotten rid of, familiars still exist.
そして絶望に沈んだ魔法少女たちが最後になり果てる呪われた姿。かつて私は幾度となく同じ時間を繰り返し、その残酷な運命に抗おうと戦った。 そして最後は一人の少女の犠牲によって希望と絶望をめぐる残酷な連鎖は断ち切られ、
40 minutes in, and we're finally
新しい断りへと
telling us what's
導かれた
happening here.
はず。
So,
私たちは忘れている。いや、忘れさせられていたのだ。
so one witch somehow survived
私たちの
Madoka's
記憶を
wiping
欺
of
き
the
陥れようとしている。
multiverse of witches?
この偽りの三滝原の町で。
I mean, here's my thing though. This is clearly a familiar, but I thought that was a witch. The one that killed Mammy was a witch, but this is that one. It's fucking adorable though, so I'm gonna let it stay.
本当に仲いいですよね、マミさんとベベ。そういえば初めてマミさんと会った時もベベと一緒でしたよね。
ええ、ベベは昔からの友達
You
だもん。
meet you after episode 3 in this timeline?
出会ったのはもうずいぶん前。かなめさんやミキさんよりも。
Again, we're definitely killing Bebe at some point.
どうしてベベが
It's too cute, and we're setting it up too
覚え
connected.
てますか？ ちょっとだけ気になって。
なんだかもうずいぶん昔のことみたいに思えるわ。あの頃はね、この三滝原には私一人しか魔法少女がい
She
なか
was
っ
the
たの。
first.
一人ぼっちの私を支えて励ましてくれたのはベベだけだった。
Which answers a concern that she had back in the day about being alone, forgotten, and never known.
この子がいなかったら私はとっくにダメになってたと思うわ。
そんな、マミさん。
ともえさんはもっと強くてたくましい人です。
ありがとう。確かにそうやって頼りがいのある先輩ぶってた時期もあったわね。でもね、かなめさんやミキさんが一人前になって、さくらさんやあけみさんも味方についてくれて、今はこんなに頼れる仲間に囲まれてるんですもの。もう昔みたいに背伸びして頑張る必要もなくなったの。
Yeah, not like you did in Magia Record when you went crazy and had a doppel and everything. I guess technically got mind controlled, whatever.
ナイトメアも強くなってきたけど、その分魔法少女も増えて前より安心して戦えるようになりましたよね。こういうのなんだか賑やかで。
Is Kyobi the source of nightmares here?
ナイトメア退治は遊びじゃないのよ、かなめさん。
That's the new source of power?
でもそうね。今にして思えば、これって昔の私が夢に見ていた。
I guess the trade-off is that people don't die of the nightmares, or the nightmare haver isn't killed because of them.
幸せで充実したものになるなんて、あの頃は思ってもみなかったわ。
I mean, there's got to be a supreme trade-off, because, you know, Kyobi gets the power from
お茶のおかわりいただき
the horror.
あら、
But I guess based on what was said during the end of last episode,
今お湯を沸かしてくるから。
it's not based on horror anymore? Or what?
アンブロちゃん、どうかしたの？
ごめんなさい、まどか。
Huh. I guess this indicates that Kyobi isn't immune to this.
茶番はこのくらいで終わらせましょう。
Oh, it's talking in English.
私はあなたの正体を覚えてる。思い出したの。あなたがかつて何者だったのか。
Yeah, you killed Mammy.
みんなの記憶を捏造し、偽りの三滝原の結界に閉じ込める。こんな芸当ができるのは、ベベ、あなたしかいない。
Well, it's saying put me down was in English. The rest of it doesn't seem to be.
もてあそんで、 一体何が楽しいの？
It asked for Kyobi? Did it make a wish? I don't think that should work that way based on your power set.
記憶って厄介なものね。一つ取り戻すと次から次へと余計な思い出がついてくる。
I hate the idea that it might actually be the villain and it just looks fucking and acts fucking cute.
思い出したわ。巴マミ。私はあの人が苦手だった。強がって無理しすぎて。そのくせ誰より繊細な心。
I mean, fair, once she found out the truth about Magic Girl, she was the first one to shoot one of you.
いつだって残酷すぎて辛かった。忘れたままでいたかったわ。今まで自分が一体どれだけの人の心を踏みにじってきたかなんて。
Again, I hate it because it's so fucking adorable.
こんな回りくどい手口を使って一体何が目的なの？
Ooh, how is she defeating your thing?
事情がわかるまで話を聞いていたかったけれど、これ以上ベベがいじめられるのを黙って見ているわけにもいかないわ。
Is this whole place only exists to trap Hamura?
どういうことか説明してくれる？
Akemi?
その子が何をしたっていうの？
あなたはベベに騙されている。ここは本当の三滝原じゃないわ。みんな偽物の記憶を植え付けられてるの。
明美さん、一体どうしちゃったの？
You have the power of PowerPoint presentation? I mean, I guess one of the best defenses would be being so cute people want to defend you.
どうあってもそいつを守るつもり。
追いかけようなんて思わないで。さもないと私と戦う羽目になるわよ。
We did in Magi a record. And you were stronger there. Although, to be fair, Akemi was weaker there, so... Sorry, small chuckle because I've never watched Black Rock Shooter, but every clip I've ever seen of it, I imagine this is what that is. I can't figure out what Akemi's doing with her power because she can't stop Mammy. I mean, she can't stop her because she's apparently locked onto her, the contact thing that lets her move into time stop. It's a pretty badass fight, especially in terms of Akemi. Because Akemi's battle prowess typically comes from stopping time, not from actually fighting in real time. And it's also pretty funny to consider the two gun users who use guns completely differently. So we're gonna start time and we're all gonna be fucked because these bullets are gonna go in every direction. Oh yeah. I guess technically they saw the vectors on every one of them. All they had to do was stand still where they were. And baby got out of that, I guess. Also the element that it's mammy and baby. It's on the nose. I didn't pick that up. Time to rewind. That makes sense. Based on her power set, I have no problem with this because I understand what this is. This is... Ow! The fucking eye thing. There's media called Riverworld where you can't die in Riverworld. You just wake up somewhere else when you die. And they call it Suicide Express, killing yourself to wake up somewhere else. Yeah, if you kill yourself here, are you gonna wake up back in fake Midokahara? She's not real, baby. Either that or she has the power to transform in that way that I've never seen before. Yeah, again. Wraiths! That's what they were called at the end of the show. So the nightmares thing is just different than wraiths. Yeah, I'm confused about the nightmare thing too now. That's the source of that image. My long-wanted Gurren Lagann Madoka Magica crossover. Is that actual baby? So you've been disguised as a familiar? Sayaka, heal your gunshot wound? I'd say fuck off, but I like you, so... Kemi could take Mammy. How do you know? Also, you shouldn't be alive, so...
他の人間を襲って殺したりもせず、ただ私たちを閉じ込めただけで、あとは何もしないなんて。あんたが覚えてるお菓子の魔女は、そんな奇妙なことやるやつじゃなかったでしょ。
I think that's the name of the witch that
ちょっ
killed
と考
Mamie.
えれば分かったはずだよ。この魔女の結界は餌集めのための罠じゃない。結界をコントロールしている魔女の目的は現状を維持すること。つまり今起こっている出来事が誰にとって好都合なのか、そこから推理していけば、また自分だけの時間に逃げ込むつもり。あんたの悪い癖よね。その魔法に頼りすぎるところ。
How did you move faster than the person who can stop time?
この状況を望んだ誰かが私たちの中にいると。
不思議がるほどの話じゃないでしょ。現にマミさんだってさっきそう言ってたじゃない。今が一番幸せだって。どう？マミさんが魔女だと思う？
魔女は魔法少女が行き着く果ての姿。そうね、その可能性はあり得るわ。
I
あんたらしい答えよ
don't
ね。
know. Just don't know.
それでもう一つ聞かせて。この結界を作った魔女を突き止めて、それであんたはどうするつもり？
There's only one thing you do to witches.
当然始末するの？ただ魔女だからって理由で。
何が言いたいの？
ねえ、これってそんなに悪いことなの？誰とも争わず、みんなで力を合わせて生きていく。それを
Also, interesting element.
裁かれなきゃならないほど。
Akemi remembers witches, but doesn't remember that Sayaka is dead.
私たちが行き着く果ての姿。
Madoka couldn't bring Sayaka back.
私もついさっき一番肝心なことを思い出したわ。巴真美が思い出した記憶は魔女ではなく魔獣との戦い。さくら京子が魔女の結界という可能性を推理しなかったのも魔女のことを忘れてたからじゃない。二人は魔女なんて存在は知らないんだわ。
Right?
当然よ。もうこの宇宙には魔女なんて存在しない。
Because Madoka got rid of him.
魔法少女の魂は魔女になる前に円環の断りに回収される。そうなるようにあの子が世界を作り変えた。彼女自身を犠牲にしてね。
そっか。あんたは覚えてるんだっけね。
How do
そう
you?
よ。覚えているのはただ一人、私だけだったはず。ここにはそもそもありえないはずの存在が3ついる。一つはこの結界を作った魔女、もう一つは魔女の姿のまま。
I mean, baby could be a familiar. She got met witches, not.
最後は魔女のことを知っているあなた。
Again, you shouldn't be here because you died and had to stay dead. That was the trade-off.
ミキサヤカなの。
That was the trade-off for keeping the other Kai alive.
私はあんたが知ってる通りの私だよ。転校生。
I don't know who we're implying that this is. I couldn't catch the reflection. That just a witch? That did look very familiar, but I can't place it. If it's a specific witch,
もっと不器用な子だったはずよ。あなた。
あんただって私の質問に答えてないよ。この三滝原を壊して本当に構わないのか。
is it a witch that created a haven for witches from Madoka?
悔いを残さないように。
And if that's the case, that means the other Madoka is a witch too?
ここは偽物の街。誰かが夢に見た願望の世界。
I mean, this at least answers a bunch of my questions about I thought witches were gone. Where are we in the timeline? Do you enjoy the movie?
マミの縄張りを手伝ってんじゃねえか。
There's like a thing that's an art stripe that says cinema and one that says do you enjoy the movie. Really meta.
ねえ、これってそんなに悪いことなの？
みんなを巻き添えにしてこんなありえない世界に逃げ込んだ者がいる。魔獣と戦う使命に背を向けて。
I mean, it feels like it has to be one of the witches.
許されていいわけがない。
I would have to venture the guess
戦い続けなければならない。
that the one who did it would have to be one of the strongest witches. The walpurgis, right?
あの子は身を挺して救おうとしてくれた。
I don't understand the witch language.
こんな茶番劇、まどかの犠牲を無駄にしているだけよ。許せない。
One is two? Is that the witch's song that we heard near the end of the show? Can't let Madoka see. I don't think it's Kyobi, is it? Kyobi wish for the world to be the same? That doesn't make any sense for the last scene of the episode, previous episode.
私は
小村ちゃん、一人ぼっちになったらダメだよ。私なんかでも話を
Maybe I should have watched that thing that makes this a movie into episode form. Because I would have liked the time between parts to theorize, break down hints and whatnot. Because I will say that's the one downfall I have when it comes to watching movies. This is absolutely no time to think about stuff except for the time the movie itself gives you.
私ね、とても怖い夢を見たの。
夢？
あなたがもう二度と会えないほど遠いところに行っちゃって、なのに世界中の誰もかもがそのことを忘れちゃって。
To be fair, the girls in Magia Record managed to reach her and hand her a book.
覚えてるたった一人の人間として取り残されて。
Though I think that was implied because they died.
その気持ちを誰にも分かってもらえない。そのうちにまどかの思い出は私が勝手に作り出した絵空事じゃないかって自分自身さえ信じられなくなって。
But you confirmed that by talking to her little brother. And shouldn't you have the piece of her hair tie? I guess I'm confused about what carried over and what didn't.
私だけが誰にも会えなくなるほど遠くに一人で行っちゃうなんて、そんなことありっこないよ。
どうしてなぜそう言い切れるの？
だって私だよ。ホムラちゃんでさえ泣いちゃうような辛いこと、私が我慢できるわけないじゃない。
Problem is that they all act like the person they're supposed to
それ
be.
は我慢できないほど辛いこと。
そうだよ、ホムラちゃん。
I don't think this is Madoka, but she's acting like Madoka.
京子ちゃん、パパやママや達也、それにひとみちゃんやクラスのみんな。
She's trying to turn you back into original
誰とだっ
Akemi.
てお別れなんてしたくない。もし他にどうしようもない時だったとしても、そんな勇気私にはないよ。
そうだったのね。それがあなたの本当の気持ちなら、私なんてバカな間違いを。
I hate watching Akemi cry, considering how much shit they've gone through. But at the same time, I'm just so suspect of everything.
あの時私はどんな手を使ってでもあなたを止めなきゃいけなかった。 いてもそれを選択できてしまう勇気があるの。あなたがあなたにしかできないことがあると知ったとき、あなたは自分でも気づいていないほど優しすぎて強すぎる。私ね、知ってるんだよ。
ホムラちゃん。
そっか、やっぱりマドカも何も覚えてないんだね。
I mean, did Madoka make another version of herself in this new world too? I was like, I don't understand where this is coming from.
誰かが用意した偽物かもしれない。
Yeah, okay. My Girl Academy gets there eventually. That's the thing.
どう考えてもおかしいもの。でもわかる。あなたは本当のマドカだわ。こんな風に一緒に話ができて。
Yeah,
もう一度
you say that. For me, she acts like the real Madoka, but she can't be.
本当に嬉しい。ありがとう。それだけで十分に私は幸せだった。もう行くわ。私まだやり残したことがあるから。
ホムラちゃん。
So we haven't really established who Bebe really is other than seemingly a person.
どうしちゃったんだろう、ホムラちゃん。
Sayaka is a witch.
もしもし、ホムラか。
Sakura playing Dance Dance Revolution.
あなた魔女のことは覚えてる？
そいつも何か本当なら覚えてなきゃおかしい事柄なのか。
いいえ、知らなくて正解よ。
Oh, never mind, that is just a...
じゃあ、要まどかは？
はあ？
彼女のこと覚えてる？
当たり前だろ。何よ。おい、まさか。
ええ。あなたが彼女のことを知ってるはずがない。その記憶は偽物よ。
Well, they're not memories because there's a person going around in the form of Madoka.
本当に。
こんな簡単なこと、少し考えれば分かったはずなのに。マドカがいる世界を捏造できるとしたら、それはマドカのことを知っている者だけ。
I mean, Sakura was brought back. She's the one that got brought back, so...
私たち全員の記憶を書き換え、偽りの三滝原に閉じ込めた張本人が誰なのか。
おい、ホムラ、大丈夫か？今どこにいるんだ？
最後に一つだけ確認したいことがあるの。
I mean, Mammy got brought back too. So I have to assume Mammy and Sakura are both of the real people.
巻き込んでしまってごめんなさい。
Sayaka Madoka can't be real. And Baby is just some new person, unless I'm really missing something here.
ソウルジェムを手放しても私の体が動くとしたら、せいぜい100メートルが限度のはず。
I mean, this is how you fucking die. Am I missing somebody? That's my main thing, is I'm trying to figure out, solve the mystery before we get to the answer. Oh hey, that's the school booth. It's pretty horrific, I'll give you that. Who remembers Madoka? Again, in the last episode,
もう魔法少女でさえないってわけ。
even Kyobi had to be reminded. So that was fake? Is all of this friggin' I don't know what's going on anymore.
どうしてよ。ねえ。どうして私がこんな。
Yes, yes, I've got the song going in my head now too.
一体いつの間に私は魔女になってたの。
It was the one person I wouldn't have fucking guessed. That makes sense. Who would remember her? Who was not fake? So ultimately, she would have been trying to take herself out, which wouldn't have occurred to her. But then whose baby? Is that a creation of her own?
真実なんて知りたくもないはずなのに、それでも追い求めずにはいられないなんて、つくづく人間の
So the Kyobi here is real.
理不尽だね。まあ君ならいずれはきっと答えにたどり着くだろうとは思っていたよ。明美ホムラ。
インキュベーター。
She kept her consciousness, though,
何もかも
as a witch.
あなたの仕業だったのね。
残る疑問は君の命と魂が
I was wrong again. It was Kyobi. The one I said it couldn't have been.
その答えは僕が教えてあげる。
I've just completely fucked up the entire thing so far, guessing wrong.
これがこの偽物の見たき晴らしの外側。現実世界の君の姿だよ。
そんな。
僕たちの作り出した干渉遮断フィールドが君のソウルジェムを包んでる。すでに限界まで濁りきっていたソウルジェムを外からの影響力が一切及ばない環境に閉じ込めたとき、何が起こるのか。
So the ruins of a walpurgis that failed, that succeeded.
消滅させる力。君たちが連環の断りと呼んでいる現象から隔離されたとき、ソウルジェムはどうなるのか。確かに興味深い結果を観察させてもらったよ。独自の法則に支配された閉鎖空間の形成と外部の犠牲者の誘導・捕獲。これこそまさしくいつか君が説明してくれた魔女とやらの能力。
Which must have been that scene at the end of last episode that I keep referring to constantly.
遮断フィールドに保護されたソウルジェムがまだ砕けていない以上、君は完全な形で魔女に変化できたわけでもない。卵を割ることができなかったヒナが殻の中で成長してしまったようなものだね。
Because if you turned into a witch in the real world, you would not exist.
まさか町一つを丸ごと模倣して再現できるとは驚きだ。ここはね、君のソウルジェムの中にある世界なんだよ。
その理屈は変よ。外部と遮断されているなら、この結界に誰かが迷い込むことだってなかったはずでしょ。
そこは僕たちが調整してるのさ。フィールドの遮断力はあくまで一方通行だ。
So you think that they came in to save you? And then forgot?
犠牲者を連れ込むことはできる。魔女としての君が無意識のうちに求めた標的だけがこの世界に入り込めるんだ。ここまで条件を限定した上で、なおも円環の断りなる存在があくまで明美ホムラに接触しようとするならば、その時は君の結界に招き入れられた犠牲者という形でこの世界に具現化するしかない。そうなれば僕たちインキュベーターはこれまで謎だった魔法少女消滅の原因をようやく特定し観測することができる。実際君が作った結界には
Magic girls shouldn't exist. Shouldn't disappear though. It's the witches that should disappear.
とりわけ興味深いのは過去の記憶にも未来の可能性にも存在しない一人の少女だ。
Magic girls shouldn't exist. Shouldn't disappear though. It's the witches that should disappear.
とりわけ興味深いのは過去の記憶にも未来の可能性にも存在しない一人の少女だ。
Madoka, right?
この宇宙と一切の因果関係がない存在なのに、彼女は何の違和感もなく君の世界に紛れ込んできた。
Okay, right, Madoka. They wouldn't know Madoka because she escaped everything.
手間を省いてくれたのは君自身なんだよ、明美穂村。君は以前から円環の断りのことを要まどかという名前で呼んでいたからね。
じゃあ、あの子はやっぱり。
Yeah, because she created it, so.
要まどかが未知の力を発揮する素振りを全く見せなかったことだ。結界の主である君の記憶操作はまどかに対しても作用してしまったみたいだね。彼女は君を救済するという目的だけでなく、自分自身の力と正体さえ見失っていた。
So I think I said that earlier, so.
これでは手の出しようがない。
Some of this I'm on with. The other parts that Kyobi is revealing that they're just doing is, I think, maybe elements I couldn't have guessed. I mean, they really did lead us on with the whole.
神であることを忘れ、明美穂村は魔女であることを忘れ。
But she wasn't a witch. When did she become a witch? Did I miss that part?
まあ、気長に待つつもりでいたけれど、君が真相にたどり着いたことで、ようやく均衡も崩れるだろう。さあ、明美穂村、まどかに助けを求めるといい。それで彼女も思い出す。自分が何者なのか、何のためにここに来たのかを。
I mean, even if she did, she would turn you back out of a witch right into a normal person.
もちろん、今まで仮説に過ぎなかった円環の断りをこの目で見届けることだ。
That's the Tower of Babel. They're making a tower to God.
好奇心なんて理不尽だって言ってたくせに、まどかの存在をただ確認するためにこんな大げさな段取りまで用意するわけがない。
Why not? Kyobi's a fucking evil bastard. Why not? So, rebellion against Kyobi, right?
最終的な目標については否定しないよ。
So Kyobi's a hive mind with an infinite number of themselves.
この現象は僕たちにとって全くの謎だった。存在すら確認できないものは手の出しようがないからね。
それで諦めるあなたたちじゃないわ。
そうだね。観測さえできれば干渉できる。干渉できるなら制御もできる。いずれ僕たちの研究は円環の断りを完全に克服するだろう。
So, trying to take on Madoka.
魔女となり、さらなるエネルギーの回収が期待できるようになる。希望と絶望の蒼天意。
So, to reverse Madoka's wish, I guess.
予想以上のものだったよ。やっぱり魔法少女は無限の可能性を秘めている。君たちは魔女へと変化することでその存在を全う。
Essentially what I was asking about at the end of the show. Why would you tell Kyobi about witches?
関わりのない話だ。明美穂村の存在は完結した。君は過酷だった運命の果てに待ち望んでいた存在と再会の約束を果たす。これは幸福なことなんだろう。
いいえ、そんな幸福は求めてない。
This is also the element that as much as you try to fight Kyobi, this is technically all within your soul gem or your body, and technically there's a real world on the outside that Kyobi can affect.
私はね、まどかを救う。ただそれだけの祈りで魔法少女になったのよ。だから今度も同じこと。
Say this very much feels like
秘密が暴かれるくらいなら。
the movie version of the end of Evangelion, by which I mean the end of the movie Evangelion, not the movie The End of Evangelion.
君はそんな理由で救済を拒むのかい？このまま永遠の時を呪いと共に過ごすつもりなのか？
大丈夫。きっとこの結界が私の死に場所。
Yeah, she'd sacrifice everything for Madoka. I've given you Madoka.
桜京子もいる。彼女たちを信じるわ。
バカな。この遮断フィールドの内側で死ぬことが何を意味するのか分かっているのかい？殻を破ることすら拒んで卵の中に
Legitimately the Tower of Babel.
してしまったら君は円環の断りに感知されることすらなく破滅する。 もう誰も君の魂を絶望から救えない。君は再び要まどかと巡り合うチャンスを永久に失うんだ。
I feel like we already signed up for that. We already knew we were never going to encounter Madoka again.
君にとっても最悪の結末だろうに。まったく、どうして人間の思考はこうも理不尽なんだい。
It's also dealing with Kyobi again is not actually here. Kyobi's in a real world outside and projecting themselves inside. I feel like that was the idea. Oh no, never mind. They can be invited inside, so I guess this is the real. I suppose with all of this, they can trick you into doing whatever. I mean, you're the most prescient witch we've ever had. Because no other witches had consciousness before, but, you know, this is the whole thing. Hey, it's the thing from your, Mind Palace room. I hope this doesn't mean that come Walpurgis Rising, my girl Akemi ain't gonna be there. Well, I mean, they shouldn't be here. You did, though. You fucking did, and it was heartwarming and sad at the same fucking time. The culmination of an incredible story. Don't know your moon language. I thought for a moment we were gonna, the implication that if she dies, she rewinds back to the beginning. But it's a whole hell of a lot late to do that. Oh, I thought we had already cut her head off. Okay, so the body is moving towards the guillotine at a regular pace, and the arms are trying to stop itself. I mean, Sayaka would know all about this, but I still don't know how Sayaka is here. Sayaka should be dead. Who the hell is Bebe? I have been sorely misinformed about the movies covering all the same stuff. That was definitely, I feel like, a Gundam reference for some reason. Is this just one of those things where you get a movie-only character? Like any shonen movie I've ever watched? turning herself into a witch to encounter Akemi as a witch? That's why they look familiar. It is which version of Sayaka?
いつか呪いを振りまいた者たち。そして今は円環に導かれ、この世の因果を外れた者たち。
So I knew that figure looked familiar. I guess I should have actually known when it was Sayaka there. Literally with the curtain over top of them.
目を盗んで立ち回れると思ったのさ。インキュベーター。マドカだけに狙いを絞ってまんまと引っかかってくれたわね。
そんな。じゃあ君たちもまた円環の断り。
まあ要するにカバン持ちみたいなもんですわ。マドカが置いていった記憶。
I don't know how that happened though, because we couldn't bring you back. You had to stay dead.
確かさやかかどっちか無事な方が預かっていた本当の記憶をマドカに返す手はずだったのです。
I don't know who you are. I'm just confused by you.
ホムラ一人を迎えに行くのに3人がかりなんてね。随分と手間かけさせてくれたもんだけど、まああいつのためなら仕方ないか。ここまで頑張ってきたやつにはそれなりのご褒美があったらいいもんね。
I mean, yeah.
さやかちゃん。
Akemi put herself through all the suffering of the goddamn world.
私たちも行くわよ。
はい。
I'll be honest, I enjoy the Madoka Magica show music more than anything.
私はこの世界で死ななきゃならないの。
Should I look up who Bebe is after the movie's over? Am I supposed to know? Am I just so fucking stupid I don't get this part? I mean, I get this part, but the whole who Bebe is.
わけわかんねえことに巻き込みやがって。おっと、サンキュー。胸くそ悪くなる夢を見たんだ。あんたが死んじまう夢を。
I mean, to be fair, we know that definitely by now.
本当はそっちが現実で、今こうして二人で戦ってるのが夢だって、そういうことなのか、さやか。夢っていうほど悲しいものじゃないよ、これ。何の未練もないつもりでいた。
I guess that also explains the idea that them fighting nightmares, that nightmares is just a thing that exists in here.
こんな役目を引き受けて戻ってきちゃったなんて。
I guess it just means I completely missed out on what the fuck wraiths are.
あんたを置き去りにしちゃったことが。
It's like they became a couple at the end, and I really liked that too.
おい、ほら、空気読めっての。
Why it was nice to see them in Magia Record, although again those versions failed timeline. It's funny if you consider it. It's like Akemi is the Walpurgis in this version of events, and they're fighting to save the Walpurgis. I also apologize. I just now realize the whole I can only get this far away from my soul gem thing meant. Because she's in her soul gem, she couldn't get as far away as she should have been, and yet seemed to have been doing. So I'm just really dumb tonight. And the Kyobi's looking into the soul gem.
壊せばあんたは自由になれるんだ、ホムラ。インキュベーターの干渉を受けないまま外の世界で本当のマドカに会える。
Could you though? My interpretation is that the real Madoka was completely out of bounds for anybody, no matter where. Is this the first one?
ダメだよ、ホムラちゃん。一人ぼっちにならないでって言ったじゃない。マドカ。何があってもホムラちゃんはホムラちゃんだよ。私は絶対に見捨てたりしない。だから諦めないで。
Versus the accumulation of all of the failed timelines. The karmic cycle thing.
あなたと会いたいってその気持ちを裏切るくらいなら。そうだ、私はどんな罪だって背負える。どんな姿になり果てたとしてもきっと平気だわ。あなたが
I guess you had to think that the one person who still knows about witches and could be susceptible to a source of depression, not being able to see the friend that you've spent all the time trying to save, would be another source of depression.
ホムラちゃん、怖くない？
大丈夫。もう私はためらったりしない。
There's no chance in hell, by the way, you could jump into this movie blind. It would make no goddamn sense without the show. Is this what the Kyobi planet looks like? I mean, if they're all across space-time, like a bunch of them on Earth, a bunch of them here, I have to imagine that did very little but to just kill a bunch of them, and the rest remain. What do we use in exchange for grief seeds if there's no witches anymore? Other than herself, maybe. Is this another failed timeline, or are we on like Kyobi's planet?
言っちまったのか。さやかもあんたのベベも。
I just don't understand who Bebe was. The fact that they took like a human form at the end just made me think that maybe they were somebody I didn't know.
今ようやく彼女を連れて行くところよ。
No.
要まどか。ええ。いつか私たちを導く円環の断り。
Why do my characters always have to die? I mean, I get it. It's like she gets to see Madoka again, which is very sad, fucking sad, but why'd she have to fucking die to do it?
私はホムラちゃんのためにこんな大事なこと忘れてたなんて。
まあ余計な邪魔が入ったからね。ちょっとした回り道になっちゃったかな。やれやれなのです。
Was Bebe added in like one of the other two movies? I'm certainly not forgetting somebody. But you know, it'd be very on theme for the show for me just to fucking forget somebody.
今日までずっと頑張ってきたんだよね。
まどか。
さあ、行こう。
Not for nothing, if there was a Kyobe still left, this is exactly what they were trying to do.
ええ、そうね。この時を待ってた。
Have I turned evil? Is this Kyobe?
ホムラちゃん。
やっと捕まえた。
We're gonna rewind her back out of this?
何よこれ。あけみさん。ソウルジェムが呪いよりもおぞましい色に。何なのあれ。欲望、執念。いや違う。あけみホムラ。あんた一体。
Is this what a wraith is?
理解できないのも当然よ。ええ、誰にわかるはずもない。この思いは私だけのもの。まどかのためだけのもの。
Obsession?
小村ちゃん、ダメ。私が避けちゃう。
言ったはずよ、まどか。
I mean, is that the worst
もう
thing?
二度とあなたを離さない。
You've separated her from the power, which means you could bring regular Madoka back. And keep the law of the cycle existing, too. So I can see a bright side to this, that's all. Although I guess it would make sense that Kemi could fuck all of this up, and that's why the next movie is Walpurgis Rising. Witches are back, baby. Just imagine it's the observable universe. Again, very Loki, this. What the? Was that like queen seed?
世界が書き換えられていく。この宇宙に新しい概念が誕生したというのか。そういえば、あなたは覚えていなかったわね。私にとっては二度目の光景だけれど。何が起きているの？
Yeah, well, I mean, you were there with Madoka.
君は何に干渉しているんだ？何を改ざんしてしまったんだ？ふん、信じられない。呪いに染まったソウルジェムが消え去るはずの君の魂がなぜ？思い出したのよ。今日まで何度も繰り返して傷つき苦しんできたすべてがまどかを思ってのことだった。だからこそ今はもう痛みさえ愛おしい。
Yeah, I guess any memory, even bad memories of Madoka are good ones.
もはや呪いでさえない。
In a Kami's point of view.
それじゃあ一体あなたには理解できるはずもないわね。インキュベーター。これこそが人間の感情の極み。希望よりも熱く、絶望よりも深いもの。愛よ。
I knew it was gonna be love, but I thought maybe it was gonna be obsession.
君は一体何者なんだ？魔法少女でも魔女でもなく、一体どこにたどり着こうとしてるんだ？そうね。確かに今の私は魔女ですらない。
Yeah, what are you?
あの神にも等しく聖なるものを貶めて蝕んでしまったんだもん。
Angel? Demon?
そ
What?
んな真似ができる存在はもう悪魔とでも呼ぶしかないんじゃない
There we go. It was gonna be one of the two.
これではっきりした。君たち人類の感情は利用するには危険すぎる。こんな途方もない結末は僕たちでは制御して
So after thousands of years, now you're gonna stop?
でもね、私たちの世界に湧いた呪いを処理するにはこれからもあなたたちの存在が必要なの。協力してもらうわよ。
So, Queen of the Incubators, essentially, I guess. That is very much from Loki, it feels like. Although I guess technically this came out before Loki. Although, Story King Loki, or whatever it's called, coming out before this, so who the hell knows. So we got God Madoka, and then Akemi's obsession to still not... Okay, that was baby. But Akemi's obsession to never let Madoka go still got us Demon Akemi, who has the power to rejoin the Earth, where Madoka didn't. That's pretty cool. Pretty fucking mind-breaking, this movie, but... Sorry, I just thought I got a Magia record overlay there. I thought those were wings of the Magius I was seeing running past. I mean, she's back.
円環の断りの一部をもぎ取っていったんだ。魔法少女の希望だった救済の力を。
私が奪ったのはほんの断片。
Yeah, the Madoka part of it. Seems like the power part of it's still there.
人としての彼女の記録だけ。どうやらあなたたちまで巻き添えになって元の居場所に帰れなくなってしまったようだけれど。
一体何の権利があって
She was
こん
a
な真似を。
witch before. This seems better.
今の私は魔なるもの。摂理を乱し、この世界を蹂躙する存在。神の断りに抗うのは当然のことでしょ。
あんたは
Okay, so maybe not as good as I thought it was.
壊すつもりなの。
すべての魔獣が滅んだ後はそれもいいかもね。その時は改めて。
Okay, so very clearly something happens in movie 2 that is not explained to me. Because you guys said that movie 2 was just more recap.
今でも徐々に記憶は変わりつつあるでしょ。
So I imagine Bebe must come from movie 2.
私は確かにもっと大きな存在の一部だった。この世界の外側の力とつながっていたのに、今はもうあの感覚を取り戻せない。ここじゃないどこかにいたはずなのに。
もっと素直に再び人間としての人生を取り戻せたことを喜べば。
I mean, she just kind of like gave off the power of a witch behind her when she was like gearing up to do something.
だとしても
But clearly that element didn't get removed like you said it did.
あんたが悪魔だってことは。
せめて普段は仲良くしましょうね。あまり喧嘩をしているとあの子にまで嫌われるわよ。
The Madoka that's here now, I'm assuming.
おはよう。
おはようございます、さやかさん。
Well, things worked out well for them, I guess. Though that's gotta be a pain to... Yeah. I was about to say, it's gotta be a pain to her.
二人ともどうかしたのかい、さやか。いや、なんだかね、京介やひとみにまたおはようって言えるなんて、それだけでどんなに幸せか。私、想像もしてなかった。
You know, after you took my fucking boyfriend.
相変わらずさやかさんは不思議なことをおっしゃいますわ。
そうだよ。いつだって私は不思議ちゃんさ。
So I'm just not sure about the element that she wouldn't let... How dare you! And then she had witch version of herself behind her. When she can't be a witch anymore, it seemed like Akemi was suggesting.
あとそれから今日は皆さんに転校生を紹介します。
Madoka?
かなめさん、いらっしゃい。
No, okay. Yeah, I thought. The inverse of Akemi being here and Madoka being transferred in.
まどかです。ママ、母の海外出張で家族みんなで3年間アメリカにいたんですけど、先週ようやく三竹原に帰ってきたので、今日からはこの学校で皆さんと一緒にお世話になります。よろしくお願いします。
Really, Sakura is there in the class.
久しぶりの日本の学校で戸惑うこともいろいろあるかもしれません。皆さん仲良くしてあげてくださいね。
I don't know, I'm in love with the fact that evil Akemi eyes.
英語ペラペラなの？すごい。羨ましいな。ちっちゃくて可愛いよね。なんだか小学生みたい。
Yeah, it's the same scene that Akemi got
なんていうか、
in the first episode.
一度に質問されすぎて要さんが困ってるわよ。少しは遠慮しないと。私は明美穂村。はじめまして、要まどかさん。まどかって呼んでもいいかしら。早速だけど、校内を案内してあげれば。
Again, it's just the reverse of roles. I do not believe this is implying that the original storyline was Madoka in the exact same position as before. This has to just be the first time this is happening with Akemi like this. Although it would be insane for Madoka to fall in love with Akemi and then have her go through time loops. It'd be time loops and time loops. Inception of time loops.
なんだか懐かしいような、でも何かが違うなっていうか、ちょっと変な気分。
無理もないわ。3年ぶりだものね。
I feel like Akemi would be taking her to the nurse's office because that was the lie Akemi came up with to take her out of class.
何も変わってないような気もするの。むしろ変わっちゃったのはどっちかっていうと
Is you.
私のような。
Oh, okay. She got her power back?
そう、私にはもっと違う姿。
She recognizes that she's been ripped from herself.
それがどうして。本村ちゃん、ねえ、ちょっと。
Don't go. That easy, just don't go.
大丈夫。あなたは間違いなく本当のあなたのママよ。要まどか、あなたはこの世界が尊いと思う。欲望よりも秩序を大切にしてる。
それはその
I'll say by the end of the show, I did not expect this turn.
尊いと思うよ。やっぱり自分勝手にルールを破るのって悪いことじゃないかな。
そう。
Well, to be fair, you changed the rules, Madoka.
いずれあなたは私の敵になるかもね。でも構わない。それでも私はあなたが幸せになれる世界を望むから。
本村ちゃん、
やっぱりあなたの方が似合うわね。
Kind of a mirror to when she was hugging her and trying to tie her hair up in the gem world. I've never had Pocky before. You guys are gonna have to explain to me how I fucked up and where Bebe comes from. And I like that she's back with her baby brother. That was a question mark. I saw there was a question mark in the Moonspeak. I legit have no fucking idea how I would represent this on the board. Because it's like, is this another timeline? Or do I include this as just like a... Again, imagine that you had never watched Madoka Magica, right? And you didn't see the first two movies either. And that this just like came on the air or something. And you're like, oh, I'll watch that. I heard something about Madoka Magica at some point. And you just watched it, and you're like, did I take acid? What the hell happened here? I know this is supposed to be, what, Sakura and Sayaka here? But I'd like to think those are to the two girls from Magia Record. Because conceivably, you know, Aroa and Yachio. Because conceivably, at the end of Magia Record, they handed off the Magia Record to Madoka. So if anybody had a memory of anybody from the Magia Record series, the only person who possibly could... Sorry, technically Akemi could. I just don't think Akemi would care. But Madoka could as well. And not for nothing, Madoka would have the record, or would have knowledge of the record, so she would also know what happened after everyone left, which Akemi would not. God, yeah, I feel like this is a carryover from, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna take a quick gander at Madoka Magica Movie 2, just Googling it, to see if I should have watched that, and yeah, no. Puella Magi Madoka Magica, the movie, Part 2, Eternal, is the recap film of the original anime series featuring new scenes with plot focusing on Madoka learning the cruel truth of magical girls, Sayaka's tragic fate, Kyoko's sacrifice, and Homura's endless battle against walpurgisnacht. It serves as the second of 2 compilation films, with beginnings released before the original story's continuation in Rebellion. And obviously Walpurgisnacht. Sorry, I keep calling it Walpurgis Rising. Apparently it's Walpurgisnacht Rising. So this is the thing I'm supposed to watch. Who the fuck was Baby? I'm sorry, guys. I'm just a fucking huge idiot. Nagisa Momo is Baby. Is a magical girl introduced in the Rebellion story. Okay, that is who she is. And she's in Magia Record, apparently. Well, she has a tab for it on this page, but I'm not trying to spoil anything. I just want to know where she comes from. Her wish was only revealed in the Magia Record game. Okay, I do not remember from Magia Record, but apparently not everything in the Magia Record game happened in Magia Record. To transform, don't want to know that. Debuts as a witch, but later gets a civilian identity. Sure, that happened in here. Her favorite foods are cheese. Yeah, got that. Got that from this. Don't need to know about that. Her nickname as Charlotte is Bebe, which sounds like similar to baby. Bebe is also translated to baby in many other languages. Mammy's name is similar to Mommy, showing their connection together where Mammy is like a mother figure towards Nagisa. Okay, that makes sense. I mean, I picked that up. I said that out loud myself. Nagasa's real name is mentioned once in the movie, but only in the original Japanese version. Well, I didn't know there was an English version. You know, I don't understand where... So is the idea that she was a witch that turned into... Is the idea that when Madoka got rid of all the witches, she turned Charlotte into a person? And then that person had a whole name and everything? I guess because I just didn't follow that. I just feel like I'm missing out on a lot of stuff, and I have that sense that the stuff I'm missing out on came from somewhere. Like, we got to the end of the... Something's going on? Oh, technically I got 1 minute left. It's very Willy Wonka of the moon there. It's gonna be a Kyobi. That's Kyobi. I was just guessing because of the element of where did that last episode bit come from where she's telling Kyobi about witches, but I'm gonna be fair here. Kyobi deserves every fucking thing Kyobi gets. Sorry, I'm only laughing because it's like shell-shocked Kyobi, and fuck him. No, just fuck him. Kyobi deserves everything Kyobi gets. And the fact that somebody was finally able to, like, kick it all back at Kyobi, perfect, great. The fact that Akemi is calling themselves evil and went demon route, don't know how I feel about that. I understand why Akemi has done everything, but Akemi says love, I say that's obsession, and not for nothing, that follows the darker route of what's the darkest version of love? Obsession. Yeah, I've never... Okay, here's the thing. In the gem world, they're like, oh, we're fighting nightmares, and then we get into their memories, and it's like, oh, Wraith is what she's used to fighting. I think we saw Wraiths at the end of the show. They didn't really cover what Wraiths were, where they come from, etc. And then they infer that these guys are used to fighting Wraiths, implying that they come from the world past when Madoka did everything. But what does that mean? What are Wraiths? There was questions from the end of the show about the world after Madoka did everything that I expected to get answered, that did not get answered, to the degree that I thought I missed something. Now, we do know that the recap movies have extra scenes in them. The descriptions of them say so. Do they have a number of added scenes that explain all the stuff that I'm asking about? If so, I think it should have been recommended to me to have watched the movies. I believe I got enough responses telling me that I could just jump into this. This, you might remember when I said at the very beginning that a number of things have happened every time I wanted to start watching the movie. Cursed movie, right? Over the last 3 days, like I mentioned, I'm not bringing this up for, whatever, sympathy's sake or whatever. I'm just bringing it up because I'm just trying to lay out things that have happened. My father died. I've been in contact with funeral homes trying to get things arranged so that his sister could handle funeral arrangements because I'm not anywhere near where he's at or was at. I have gotten 4 hours of sleep collectively over the last 2 days. I had a whole doctor's thing today. So if you saw me I apologize. That's just the element of I am staying awake as hard as I possibly can and trying to understand everything flowing through me. Granted, you can't spoil me anymore except for game stuff. Don't tell me game stuff. Obviously, that can spoil me. But you can't spoil me anymore for stuff that happened on screen. At this point, feel free to tell me every goddamn thing I missed or misunderstood. I understand y'all be pissed at me because obviously I'm fucking misunderstanding stuff. I don't know what to say about that. I apologize. Granted, I've told you my situation in this matter. But you can tell me now, because we're all waiting for Walpurgisnacht Rising at this point, and I want to not be a fucking idiot when that movie comes out, because I want to watch it same as everybody else. So, if you got something to clarify, please make sure that it's something I got wrong and didn't get right later, because the element is, I know someone's going to show up, if anybody does show up. The typical situation where you tell me everything that I got right and got wrong. It's just like, I don't know, maybe it's such a mess that you're not going to be able to figure out what I got right anyway. Just make sure I'm on the right page. I don't want to be an idiot when Walpurgisnacht comes. Well, you can't solve me being an idiot. You can't fix stupid. I am that. I want to be on the same page as everybody else when it comes to this. I am still 100% on the story of Akemi. I'm still 100% on the story of Madoka, even though Madoka's story is now super more complicated with the conceit that Madoka might now have a segment of her power and maybe against Akemi, even though Akemi's obsession with her. Whatever the hell Sayaka is now, because it was implied that she isn't a witch anymore, but she had her like witch ghost behind her. It might be the element of whatever Bebe is, right? That if you can turn a witch back into a person, or turn a witch into a person, considering that familiars turn into witches and familiars weren't people to begin with. Confusing, whatever. Then the element is that Sayaka, human, turns into a witch. We can't save her because if we save her, what's his name that she was in love with goes back to whatever happened to him or dies. So she stays dead, but there's a witch of her in the timeline somewhere, I guess. And that witch then goes into the gem realm. I'm calling it that. I don't know what else to call it. The gem realm that in the area within Akemi's gem. That witch version of her goes there, and then Akemi does everything, and witch Sayaka gets turned back into human Sayaka? Or is it like the Bebe thing, which seems to be Bebe turned into whatever that name was again, human, and that human can now turn into a witch, of consciousness or whatever. Even though to me it looked like familiar Bebe turned into Charlotte Witch, and Charlotte Witch then turned into whatever the name was again, Momo of human. What am I forgetting? And Mammy is just Mammy, right? Because Mammy came back. At the end of Madoka Magica, Mammy was brought back because there was no problem bringing her back. There was nothing dependent on her wish of the current friend group for her not to have been able to come back. Same for Sakura, right? Sakura coming back, there was nothing preventing her from coming back. She didn't make a wish on which somebody's life was dependent. I guess technically you could say her dad, but that already had happened before everything, so. Yeah. Wow, what a fucking confusing movie. I mean, it's confusing. I feel like I've gotten, the bullet points. If somebody asked me what happened in Rebellion, I feel like I could bullet point it to the degree that they would say, oh yeah, he saw the movie. Maybe not to the point of you would think I understood it with any nuance. But hey, I'm here. I got it done. Granted, the curse isn't done until this gets to Patreon and YouTube. Because, God forbid, I did all of this and then it corrupts or something. Single cross fingers here. Double is a curse. So yeah, I don't know what else to talk about here, because the element is I'm just going to keep ranting on about how I feel like I missed stuff, but the thing told me that this is introduced here. So, or maybe it's in the Magia Record thing. Maybe Magia Record is where I picked this up from. Would be very confusing. No, actually Charlotte was in Magia Record, I remember, in the anime. And I was like, that's the one! And it's not introduced to why she's there, but I guess it's the element of the timeline, right? It's an earlier timeline, and Mammy leaves that city to go investigate stuff, and oh god, I can't remember the names of anywhere all of a sudden. She goes from one city to the other, which means that Charlotte can't kill her there. But I guess the implication is that Charlotte followed her to the other city, because I don't see any reason why she would have been over there either. So I guess whatever happens to Charlotte happened over there in that timeline, and maybe it's implied that that version is the one here? I don't know. Bebe is just a mystery to me. Anyway, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap up. Once again, tell me in the comments below what I got wrong. You don't have to tell me what I got right. If you don't correct me, I'm assuming I just got everything right. And then otherwise, I will rejoin us all in Walpurgisnacht Rising, and hopefully things will be better and less hectic when it comes time to that. Oh, also, character rankings, of course. We're going to do a character ranking of Madoka Magica and Magia Record, and I guess what characters here appeared in the movie that aren't anywhere else. So keep an eye out for that as well. So until all of that, once again, I have been Theta. This has been Stoneface Reactions, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?